Bilingual. Bilingual. Fluency and literacy in two languages. Bilingual education must be focused on from an early age of children. A wide variety of word combinations are found in a bilingual dictionary. Literacy. Literacy. The ability to read, write, speak, and listen. The literacy rate among children has seen a significant improvement. The establishment of a new library will promote literacy and knowledge. Assumption. Assumption. Something that you accept as true without question. We have tried to make minimal assumptions on the underlying graph. Making an assumption without evidence can lead to misunderstandings. Analysis. Analysis. The act of studying or examining something in detail. The analysis must be deeper if we are to gain any further conclusions. These last articles show an analysis and interpretation of the scientific facts. Assessment. Assessment. The act of judging a person, situation, or event. The teachers worked together to create a final math assessment. Studying for the upcoming assessment proved to be a difficult task. Bias. Bias. Strong feeling in favor of or against one group of people. We all have implicit or unconscious biases that impact our behavior. This is a clear example of the bias found in historical accounts of the war. Notion. Notion. A conception of or belief about something. The study disproves any notion that dolphins are not intelligent. We each have a notion of just what kind of person we'd like to be. Criterion. Criterion. A standard or principle by which something is judged. Academic ability is not the sole criterion for admission to the college. Success in making money is not always a good criterion for success in life. Evaluate. Evaluate. Judge or determine the significance, worth, or quality. Try to evaluate the ideas of others in an objective and quiet manner. It can be difficult to evaluate the value of different learning techniques. Hypothesis. Hypothesis. A concept or idea that you test through research. Her study is based on the hypothesis that language simplification is possible. The author rejects the hypothesis that unemployment contributes to crime. Methodology. Methodology. A system of ways of doing or studying something. The teacher used a new methodology to teach grammar to the students. Our research methodology needs to be upgraded from basic to advanced. Thesis. Thesis. A long piece of writing on a particular subject. Students must submit a thesis on an agreed subject within 4 years. The book's central thesis is that sadness seems always to have existed. Retention. Retention. Ability to keep or continue having something. Reading books can improve your retention of new vocabulary words. Repetition and practice can help improve long-term memory retention. Inference. The conclusion reached on the basis of evidence. It is important to make an inference before drawing any conclusions. The necessary inference helps in understanding the underlying meaning. Hands-on. Hands-on. Actually doing something rather than learning. The training programs give students practical hands-on experience. It is known that hands-on experience is as useful as academic qualifications. Reasoning. Reasoning. The act or process of drawing conclusions from facts. The math problem required the students to use categorical reasoning. Inductive reasoning can be used to generate new ideas and hypotheses. Curriculum. Curriculum. Subjects offered by an educational institution. In history curriculum, the class will be studying Egyptian wars and culture. Her disability does not prevent him from following the typical curriculum. Brainstorm. Brainstorm. Try to solve a problem by thinking intensely about it. Let's sum it down with a pen and paper and brainstorm some ideas. Before starting your essay, it is recommended to brainstorm new ideas. Reinforcement. Reinforcement. Provide more strength or support. There are many ways to reward students and offer positive reinforcement. Education magazines and books are full of advice on positive reinforcement. Benchmark. Benchmark. Evaluate by comparison with the standard. The benchmark analysis helps us identify areas of competitive advantage. Benchmark allows teachers to detect students' strengths and weaknesses. Rote learning. Rote learning. Memorization technique based on repetition. Science courses usually have fewer experiments and more rote learning. Readers who rely on conventional rote learning may adjust more slowly. Argument. Argument. Statement or series of statements for or against something. The core of a good argument is strong evidence and logical reasoning. Your argument should be grounded in logical thinking and evidence. Experiment. Experiment. The act of conducting a controlled test or investigation. He carried out a series of experiments on the properties of chemicals. The results of this experiment don't link with the results of earlier ones. Phenomenon. Phenomenon. Something that is observed to occur or to exist. A number of theories have been proposed to explain the phenomenon. This phenomenon has been observed in both laboratory and field studies. Numeracy. Numeracy. Ability to do basic mathematics. Developing numeracy skills can enhance problem-solving strategies. Numeracy plays a crucial role in understanding mathematical operations. Analogy. Analogy. A comparison between things that have similar features. An analogy is like a map that helps us navigate through complex ideas. The teacher used a literary analogy to analogize the themes in the novel. Simulation. Simulation. Making something seem like another thing. The simulation game allows players to create their own virtual world. The physics simulation accurately predicted the behavior of the system. Cognitive development. Cognitive development. How a person perceives or thinks. Teachers are generally trained to stimulate the child's cognitive development. Diversity also increases cognitive development, both intellectually and socially. Pedagogy. Pedagogy. The method and practice of teaching. The teacher's pedagogy encouraged student collaboration and teamwork. The book discussed the history of pedagogy in early childhood education. Monitoring. Monitoring. Carefully watch and check a situation. It's important to track by setting goals and monitoring your progress. It's never too late to start monitoring time and developing your habits. Collaboration. Collaboration. Working together to solve a problem. The best outcomes come from collaboration and shared knowledge. The project has involved collaboration with the geography department. Cybernetic. Cybernetic. Controlling systems in humans and machines. Cybernetic system allows our thought impulses to be converted into actions. The cybernetic organism was able to process information at lightning speed. Plagiarism. Plagiarism. Practice copying someone else's work. The more you give credit, the less you risk accusations of plagiarism. The techniques for detecting plagiarism are becoming gradually advanced. Alignment. Alignment. A position of agreement or alliance. The student's internship was in alignment with their desired career path. The team members should identify an alignment with the project objectives. Quotation. Quotation. The exact words of someone else. The writer illustrates his point by quotation from a number of sources. He gathered quotations from the experimental transcript to prove his point. Supervise. Supervise. To direct or oversee the performance or operation. Tomorrow he will supervise all the pupils taking the English examination. Not properly supervising children can incur liability for accidents and injuries. Mentor. Mentor. A person who supports people with knowledge and skills. After college, her professor became her close friend and mentor. The mentors give encouragement and practical advice to their students. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. A work-based learning model. The usual criterion for skilled work is the serving of an apprenticeship. He took a culinary apprenticeship to learn the skills crucial to become a chef. Shadowing. Shadowing. The act of following someone closely. The student was shadowing a teacher to observe different teaching methods. She spent time shadowing professionals and getting hands-on work experience.